Today I'm installing the Westwind Ranger Wilds Enduro 40 on my CFMOTO 450. Packing it up, taking it out for a ride, and then checking how well it actually works once the bike is moving. I wanted to set up like this for a few reasons. First, I really like the idea of a luggage solution that doesn't require drilling holes into the plastic. Second, I'm planning a couple of trips, including TET style riding and some riding in Norway this summer. So I wanted a setup that looks practical for real travel and not just for photos. And third, I wanted something that looks nice and tidy on the bike, with a cleaner overall mounting solution and a better way to deal with all the extra strap length. So in this video, I'll show you what comes in the kit, mount the racks, install the bags, pack them, take the bike out for a ride, and then check two things that really matter: how stable the bags stay, and if any water gets inside. This is the Ranger Wilds Enduro 40 setup from Westwind. According to Westwind, this is a 40 plus 6 liter system based around two 20-liter dry bags, with space to add two extra 3-liter pouches using the molly panels if you want more storage. They also list an IPX6 waterproof rating for this setup. In the kit, you get two dry bags, the left and right base assemblies, the mounting hardware, straps, and an aluminium heat shield. Westwind also strongly suggests using their special luggage racks for the CFMOTO 450, which is exactly what I'm installing here. And one important detail from the installation guide: each side bag should not exceed 5.4 kilos or 12 pounds when loaded. One of the main reasons this setup caught my attention is the rack solution. A lot of soft luggage setups can work, but some of them need you to drill into the plastics. Some of them don't sit very tight on the bike, and some of them just end up looking a bit messy once everything is mounted. What I liked here is that it seems to offer a cleaner and more integrated setup, while still giving the bags proper support. And there are also a small detail I really like. Westwind gives you a neat way to deal with the excess strap length, because extra strap can be rolled up and secured with the Velcro solution instead of flapping around everywhere. That may sound minor, but details like that make the luggage setup feels more thought through. Let's start with the racks. The goal here is simple: get proper support for the bags, keep the setup compact, and avoid the kind of movement you get when soft luggage is just hanging too loosely off the bike. With the racks mounted, now it's time to fit the bags and see how the whole setup comes together. And on this bike, there's one mounting detail that really matters. Now I'm mounting the bags in the recommended position and tightening everything down. At this point, I'm looking for a few things: how easy the system is to understand, how securely the bags lock into place, how closely they sit to the bike, and how tidy the final result looks once everything is mounted. And again, I really like that there's a proper solution for all extra strap length once you roll it up and secure it with the Velcro. The whole system just looks much cleaner. And if you need more luggage capacity later, Westwind also has extra luggage options like tail bag. So this doesn't have to be the final limit of the setup. For me, that's nice, because for shorter rides or lighter trips, this already looks like plenty. But for longer travel, it's good to know you can expand the system if needed. Next, I'm packing the bags for a short ride. I'm not loading them for a full expedition today, but I do want enough weight inside to get a realistic idea how they behave once the bike starts moving around. And again, Westwind's own guide says each side bag should stay under 5.4 kilos loaded. Before heading out, I'm doing one final check on all the buckles and the loose strap ends. And that's honestly one of the small details I appreciate most here. A tidy setup is just not about looks. It also makes the whole thing feel more secure and better thought out. Alright, everything is mounted, packed and secured. Now comes the part that actually matters, riding with it. Because a luggage setup can look great in the garage, but that doesn't tell you much. The real test is whether it stays stable once the terrain gets rough, whether the bag starts shifting around, and whether the whole setup still feels compact and secure once the bike is actually moving. I'm paying attention to the side-to-side movement, strap security, how tightly the bags stay in place, and just the overall feeling of the setup while riding. This is also exactly the kind of setup I had in mind for TET-style riding and the trips in Norway. Something that stays compact on the bike, doesn't look messy, and hopefully gives me enough confidence to just load up and go. Back from the ride, and now it's time for the inspection. First, I want to see whether the bags shifted at all. Second, whether the straps stayed tight and tidy. And third, the big one. Did any water get inside? So far, the bags still look nicely positioned. Nothing appears to have moved too much. The strap still looks secure, and the rolled up strap ends are still staying in place. And inside the dry bags, everything is still dry, which is exactly what you want to see here. And for anyone interested, I'll put the Westwind link down in the description. That's an affiliate link, so it helps support the channel. And there should also be a small discount available if you want to check it out. Westwind also currently says they offer free worldwide express shipping on orders over $200, with import tax included. So, as a first test, this setup makes a strong first impression on the 450. The biggest positives for me so far are no drilling mounting idea, a cleaner and tidier overall look, the support from the racks, and the fact that the whole system sits more compactly on the bike than I expected. I also really like the small practical touches, like the built-in way to secure extra strap length, because details like this make the whole setup feel more refined. The most important installation detail is definitely the mounting position on the centermost strap loops, because exhaust clearance is clearly not something you want to get wrong on this bike. So this is not the final comparison yet. I still want to compare it properly against my Rhino Walk setup in a separate real-world test. But as a first look, this definitely seems promising. Thanks for watching, ride safe, and see you in the next one.